All right. Well, welcome to Tim's workshop. Um, I just sorry I got started late here. It said that my IV cam that I use for free was done, and I had to buy the paid for version. so um, after dealing with that, I realized, well, I'm going to have to do that later. So it says right now I have the lower quality until I pay for the better quality. So it is what it is. So once I figure out how to do that, I will fix it. Anyway, welcome to Tim's Workshop Live here at the garage shop / shop. Anyway, I wrote some things down, of course. That way I don't ramble on forever. So if you're new to subscribing or new to the channel, please subscribe and leave comments, okay? To the right of the title of this video, which is live today, you'll see a little triangle to your right. Click that, open it up, and it gives a description of the Tim's Workshop, and it'll give a description of the video that is currently playing, and it has information in there like my email, so you can send me email. It has my email address there, and it also has my PayPal information, so if you'd like to donate so I can make some better videos, I appreciate it. So that information's there. So that's it for the intro. What else? So besides working on new videos, I've been remodeling our RV trailer. And I have some RV videos. I'm going to be making some more. We have a fifth wheel, 32-foot fifth wheel. And we take it down to down south, down to Oregon, California sometimes. So we love the Oregon coast. That's pretty cool. And they're starting to open things up down there, with the spacing in mind, social spacing. Our neighbors next door, I couldn't believe it, man. They threw like a birthday party. There was a ton of people, cars all over the parking lot, all over the cul-de-sac, and nobody wearing masks. And it's like, what the heck? Some people just don't take this stuff serious, and all it's going to do is prolong the opening of the country. I mean, it's just, people are going to be afraid to go anywhere, if everybody's still dying. So I'm working on the RV. There was carpet originally it's an older RV. It's like a 1997 fifth wheel Hitchhiker 2, a lot of room. So that's why we love it, Huge slide for the living room. It's like you're in your own living room thing, So that works really good. So it had carpet in it, and the carpet was this nasty, so we ripped it out. And then I put that cheap laminate vinyl in there, and the slide going in and out of there would, it was scratching it up, and everything when you're traveling would just slide all over the place in there. So I put down a throw down carpet, which helped, but decided, nah, that's not all that great. So we went back to carpet. So I just got through installing the carpet. I used crown staples to, my air compressor. Went through nail that down around the edges, keep everything in place, especially around the slide area, so the slide goes in and out fine. It's all working good. Looks really nice. So I got carpet in, and then I put stick-on tiles, the little thicker, better quality tiles. I put that in the vanity, bathroom area. I just got the bathroom done yesterday. Cutting around the toilet and the supply line, all that. That's not much fun. I figured out how to do it, though. I actually used, for the circle, 7-inch circle for the toilet, I found a small paper plate that was 7 inches in diameter. That worked good. You circled it. And then to cut it, what I used is my cutting shears. These guys. You don't want to go crazy. You just, kind of nip it. Go around, keep nipping. And if you take too big a chunk, it'll break, so you don't want to do that. But, these things work good. And then to cut the supply line, I drilled a hole. And then I notched it out to get it, because I didn't want to take, it's pecs, it's, it's swedged together, so you can't really take it apart. So I just cut a notch out and slid it in there and took the notch and put it back in. I'm going to use seal around the edges anyway, and in the bathroom area. And then the other areas use moldings, and use my braid nailer, for tacking those moldings on. So that's what's going on. And then after I get done with the inside, I'm going to be working on the outside. I got some roof vents that really need to be resealed. Take the old seal off and put new seal on. And I have one roof vent that I totally need to take off, replace, but I'll do that once I get a new one. So got that going. I got some new videos coming up. A 2-part video on troubleshooting a Troy-built TB425CS, to be exact, weed eater. Okay. My still weed eater, adjusting the carb, is getting a lot of views. So my buddy Don said, "Hey, I got a weed eater. See if he can get it running for me." So you'll be seeing that video and the outcome. And then fixing my Dewalt impact driver. It wouldn't lock and the tips would fall out. So I fixed it. Okay. Had to order a part from eReplacementParts.com. Love that place. They keep giving me refrigerator magnets every time I order something, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I have one around here. Nope. Put them on my refrigerator where they belong. How about that? So I got that going. And my top videos for this year, 2020 so far. Clean and reseal my aluminum boat. I got over 30,000 views on the thing. Yeah. But it works, Then my Mercury outboard tilt and trim rebuild. That one I've got not only a lot of views, but a lot of comments on it too. So people are tackling that because it's expensive to replace. Those things are like, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 to replace a tilt trim unit motor, you know, not the motor, but the whole unit, you know, with the hydraulics and everything. Yeah, that's at least $1,500, you know. So when all you got to do is replace some seals, you know, and the seals are like a dime a dozen, you know, O-rings. Okay, but you can get a kit. I tried to get a kit to, you know, rebuild kit for the tilt trim, but Mercury Marine and all those guys, they didn't carry it anymore because the motor's a 96 Mercury. And so I'm going, wow, who am I going to get these O-rings from, you know? Apparently, if you research enough, you can get a kit. But I was having trouble getting the thing apart, you know? So I took the whole unit out. But to get the cap off for the main cap, I took it up to Everett Hydraulics, which is a shop that rebuilds cylinders for like heavy equipment, you know, hydraulic cylinders. So I figured, well, if anybody knows about hydraulic cylinders, so it's got to be these guys, you know. So I went up there one day carrying this little cylinder, and I walked in, you know, guy came to the counter and said, "Hey, can I help you?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm trying to get the cap off this hydraulic cylinder, you know." And he says, "Well, what is that for?" I said, "It's for a boat motor." And he says, "Oh, we don't see those very often." You know? He says, "Well, come on back in the shop, you know." So I walked back there, and one of the guys working there, he says, "Hey, help this guy out, you know." And I said, "Oh boy, this is going to cost some money, you know." And so the guy, he puts it up in his vise, you know, and he has the spanner wrench, and has a tube, about a 3-foot tube with that was flattened out so that it fit the spanner wrench, you know, to slide in it for leverage. And he broke the thing apart. And then I said, well, at the end of the cylinder, I need to get that broke loose too. And it you know, from what I'm reading, you put the he says, "Oh yeah. And he said, well, I'm going to have to take the cap off and the springs and, you know, balls and stuff, you know." So he took all that apart, get a little baggie, put the springs, the balls, or 5 each of everything, right? 5 balls, 5 springs, 5 little plungers, put them in the bag, in the cap, in the 3 screws, and did that, and then broke that piece apart for me too. And I said, "Wow, thank you." You know, I said, "How much I owe you?" And he goes, "Nothing." I said, "Okay. All right, thanks." I said, "You know, what about you guys have, you know," when I got back up to the counter and that one guy that first talked to me, I said, "Yeah, I appreciate you guys helping me out like this." And I said, "These O-rings, once I get them apart and stuff, you think you guys could, I see you have all these racks of O-rings here by the desk here." I said, "You think those would match this?" And he said, "Oh yeah, we got every kind of O-ring there is, you know, for hydraulics." You know? He said, "Just take out the O-rings and seals and bring them up, and we'll try to we'll get you set up, you know." And, okay. So I took it home, took the rubber seal O-rings out, and put them in a baggie, and the scrubber, you know. There's one that's next to the piston that's going up and down on the cap. That's called a scrubber, you know. It doesn't, it kind of seals, but it's not a pressure seal like an O-ring. It's just something to wipe it's to keep the water, the salt water, fresh water, whatever, going into the cylinder is what that's for. So the condition of it unless it's cracked or broken, you can still use the thing, you know. So, so he tried to match that thing up, and he says, "Well, I don't have anything that's the same as that, you know." He said, "But yours looks pretty good." So he said, "I just reuse it." And I said, "Okay." So anyway, I put all that together. Before I left, I said, "How much I owe for the O-rings?" He said, "Nothing." I went up there. They didn't charge me a dime for that, and they didn't complain about it or nothing. And I went, wow. So when I got home, I started saying, "Hey, if you need anything, go to the Everett hydraulic shop, you know, for any of your hydraulic needs, you know." So I gave him a plug on YouTube. So that was a tilt trim. Man, that was long. Top 10 videos. Not 10, top videos. So clean and reseal the aluminum boat was number 1. Mercury outboard trim, tilt and trim, that's 2. Okay. The still weed eater carb adjust. Okay. So that was number 3. And especially this time of year, people jump. That's the thing about videos, is people jump on videos that are seasonal related, you know. So that makes sense, you know. So yard equipment is heavy right now. Then the Bosch disassembly of the 11240 rotary hammer drill. I got part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It's funny when I look at who's viewing what on a particular day. Sometimes you see people watch each part of the series, so they're like spending like damn near 60 minutes watching all those videos. So they must be seriously taking one of those things apart and fixing it. And they're not that complicated. I mean, there's a lot of parts. Okay, so the video will help you, guide you through as far as how to take one apart, how to put it back together, what you need to fix it with, and how to order it. eReplacementParts.com. You guys should. I actually, they emailed me saying thanks. You know, would you like to leave a remark survey or whatever? But I said, yeah. Why don't you guys become my sponsor for YouTube? You know, so I haven't. We'll see if they respond to that or not. But that'd be cool, since I'm using their parts all the time. Who knows? They might even send me equipment to test out. Bosch equipment. Well, eReplacementParts.com, they do all kinds of equipment, not just Bosch. They do yard equipment. They do, tool equipment, right? And they also do appliances. So, wash machines, dryers, microwaves, parts for all that kind of stuff, dishwashers, all different brands. So if you have the model number of the particular thing you're working on, you put that in eReplacementParts.com. You put that in their little search engine, and it'll pull it up. And then it'll ask for maybe more details, about it. And then you just have to look at the label and, it's Model 1 or, A, B, or C or whatever, whatever they ask you, it should be on the label, the information. Okay. And then number 5. We've worked our way down 1 through 5. So number 5 is boat trailer wiring tips. Yeah, that I never thought I would get that many views of something like that, but it is. It's interesting. People, they buy stuff, they hook up stuff, and when it starts failing, they don't have a clue on how to fix it. So that's a handy thing about YouTube. And yesterday I was thinking about it. What people do before they had YouTube, to find out stuff. And my dad, perfect example, because if he was alive today, he'd be using YouTube all the time for stuff, because he was Mr. Fix It. He's always, not always fixing stuff, but building stuff. So how'd he learn? Oh, say, well, he drank a lot, so he was in bars a lot. So the conversations would come up in the bar, sitting at the bar stool, drinking a cold one, and Dad would go, "Hey, I need to put in a sewer system up at the lake cabin." And somebody says, "Well, this is what you need to do. You need to get yourself a big old tank and dig yourself a drain field and put in gravel and underlayment, gravel and all this stuff, And so all of a sudden he comes home and goes, "Hey, Tim, we're going to put in a septic tank, Where'd this come from, So the early version of YouTube, sitting on a bar stool in Granite Falls, 1963, having a beer with his buddies. Anyway, so I'm doing these lives real early, and the only reason is because the wife's still sleeping. I don't want to bother her, in the house. And then, during the day she's watching TV and stuff like that. So I could go out in my other shed. So I have that option. I've already tried it. It works out there. I was worried about the signal not working all that good. So anyway, I'd like to ask you guys what time would work for you. Okay? So I know some of you are in different time zones. So what time zone are you in? What time would you like me to have these lives at? So let me know, okay? And I want to try to get the most viewers I can when I do a live. So that'll be based on the time. It's not going to happen on my Pacific Standard Time here at 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning. I'm not going to do that. This is 7 o'clock a.m. in the morning, and I'm up this time anyway in the morning, but that might not work for a lot of people either, especially in the same time zone I'm at. They'd probably like to see this more like in the afternoon or even in the evening, Okay? So let me know. So I'm going to wrap this up for today. Another reason I want to get this in a better time zone is for chats. If people are up and watching this, they'll get on there and chat with me and ask questions. That's the whole idea is, do a live, and besides just watching me talk, listening to me talk the entire time, if you guys have questions, then I can answer questions. And that'll help this thing go along a lot smoother. It'll be more helpful, to people out there. All right? So let me know what you think. Leave comments. So hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Leave comments. Hit the notification bell and give me a like. Thanks.